Discovering possibilities and potential with passion every day. This is a TPPN production. This is God's Word, read by Tim Chaten. Episode number 1, Introduction and Genesis 1. Well, welcome, and you've come across this project I have just now started with episode 1 here. And before I get started with the project, and the rest of the episodes will just be that, the project. And the project is this. It has been a goal of mine for a while to, create audio recordings of the Bible, of God's Word, and to have that for people to listen to and use in their own personal use. And that's my goal. I'd like to create that, and that is what this podcast is all about. I'm going to do this in podcast form, and the format will just be each episode will be the next chapter. So as you can imagine, there will be a lot of chapters. This will take a fair amount of time to complete, and I'll release the episodes as I record them. So this will be a fairly regular podcast that you can listen to, or in later dates, just consume it all as you need to. So that is what this project is all about, and I'd like to welcome you to this, and I'd always appreciate feedback. You can do that by emailing me at thepossibilitiesnetwork@gmail.com. And with that, let me get started with the project with Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep waters, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good. Then he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness night. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the first day. Then God said, "Let there be a space between the waters, to separate the waters of the heavens from the waters of the earth." And that is what happened. God made this space to separate the waters of the earth from the waters of the heavens. God called the space sky. And the evening passed, and morning came, marking the second day. Then God said, "Let the waters beneath the sky flow together into one place, so dry ground may appear." And that is what happened. God called the dry ground land, and the waters seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the land sprout with vegetation, every sort of seed-bearing plant and trees that grow seed-bearing fruit. These seeds will then produce the kinds of plants and trees from which they came." And that is what happened. The land produced vegetation, all sorts of seed-bearing plants and trees with seed-bearing fruit. Their seeds produced plants and trees of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the third. And God saw that it was good. Then God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply. Let the fish fill the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth." And evening passed, and morning came, marking the fifth day. Then God said, "Let the earth produce every sort of animal, each producing offspring of the same kind, livestock, small animals that scurry along the ground, and wild animals." And that is what happened. God made all sorts of wild animals, livestock, and small animals, each able to produce offspring of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make human beings in our image to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the wild animals on the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground." So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. Then God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and govern it. Reign over the fish in the seas, the birds in the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground." Then God said, "Look, I have given you every seed-bearing plant throughout the earth, and all the fruit trees for your food. And I have given every green plant as food for all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, and the small animals that scurry along the ground. Everything that has life, that is what happened." Then God looked over all he has made, and he saw that it was very good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the sixth day. If you would like to leave feedback, you can do that by going and emailing me at thepossibilities@gmail.com. More information about this podcast and other podcasts can be found at tppn.tv. And until next time, this is Tim Chaten of the Possibilities Production Network, and you've been listening to God's Word.